Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the Peace of Mind podcast. It's me, Rel, and today we have a very special guest here. Could you introduce yourself?
Dr. Coffey, licensed clinical mental health therapist.
Man, I already like that.
Yes, sir.
So, first and foremost, are you excited to be here at the RaleighWrld Fest?
For sure. Anytime I get to see people and spread the message of positivity and mindfulness, I don't care if it was 2 people out here, I would feel the same way, enthusiastic about it.
Cool. So since you're a therapist, I'm going to just go ahead and just get into it. So, oftentimes in the black community, we don't talk about mental health a lot. It's kind of sweep underneath the rug, like, just shrug it off, get over it, and be strong. And then, the more suicide rates have been going on in our community more and often. And, I just want to give a special, RIP to my brother. I ain't going to say his name, but unfortunately he passed away from suicide.
My condolences, man.
Back in 2021. But he was already trapped in his mindset about how he kind of viewed the world. But me, being a good friend, I tried my best to get him out of, to try to get him out of that mindset. But you and I both know,
it's hard.
Once a person is like going down a dark path, it's kind of hard to get them back.
Yep.
So my question to you is, as a licensed mental health therapist, what are your ways of dealing with your clients as far as PTSD, trauma, but specifically for us as black men and in the black community?
Definitely. So there's a couple answers to that, but first, it's meeting them where they are, meeting the person where they are, and then from there, you kind of figure out what's struggling, what symptoms they're experiencing, and then you develop a treatment plan that they can work towards and have actual goals set in order for them to work towards so they can decrease their symptomology. Me personally, the first thing I explain to them is the stigma related to it, and I understand the apprehensiveness. We're taught not to talk about our feelings, especially in our community. Don't talk about your feelings. Go to church, pray about it.
Yep.
I get that, but that doesn't work for everybody. Right? We naturally feel better when we talk about things. Y'all ever seen the First 48 show? You ever seen that show?
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
3 people were shot. 2 transported to the hospital.
Man.
1 of them dies.
Man.
Halfway through the show, what happens? You got the guy sitting in the police station, 4 legs, 1 wobbly, cold, arms in his shirt.
For sure.
Coke on the table, maybe a McDonald's sandwich. What does he do?
Starts telling.
He talks.
Starts telling.
Right? He talks because he feels better. Not because he wants to go to jail. Because he just naturally feels better. And that's what I'm trying to get through to our people. It's okay to talk about things because for too long we've been suffering in silence. Mm-hmm. And to your third point, that's why I said it's a 3-answer thing. Suicide amongst black men is as high as it has ever been. We're dying by suicide more than gun violence.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
See something, say something. We used to say that's white people stuff. Not anymore.
Right. I think oftentimes, obviously, in the black community, like the way that we cope and get through our pain and our trauma is obviously, through sports, entertainment. Obviously, and we spoke on this on our episode about how our culture, and then I even said it like our culture is built off of, the pain and the trauma. Yeah, it sound good. Listen, This shit is beautiful as fuck.
Right.
But do you know where that part came from? Like, it came from a very dark place.
Yeah.
So when we hear Nas, when we hear Big L, when we hear Big Pun, or even now,
Lyrics,
like, even out to Dave East, to Cole, to Kendrick, like, you hear these stories, but it's like, hold on, like, y'all talking about this.
Right.
Y'all obviously experienced it or have done it, so it's just, the point that I'm getting at is, we get through it by expressing ourselves through music, through entertainment, and through sports, but there has to be another way to cope to keep, you know, these rates down. Because me growing up, you know, I had to go to therapy too, you know, obviously for ADHD, because I was diagnosed with ADHD as like a child.
Yeah,
so me, I just felt like, well, you know, this doesn't really like affect me and whatnot, but as I got older, I just stopped going, because it's like, well, I don't need a pill to calm me down or to tell me what I should be doing.
Right.
But once again, for everybody else, there's different coping mechanisms. You know,
Right.
some people might cope with, you know, obviously taking drugs, obviously with a lot of sex,
Yep.
food.
Music.
So for me, I look at life as, okay, you know what? And me and my mom spoke about this. Like, actually, the other night, it's very funny. Like, we actually spoke about this. Like, yo, okay, if life is somewhat of a game, and if it's somewhat already like fucked up out here, we just gonna make the most of what we got and just live the rest of our lives the best way in which we know how. Because it's just, well, like, what else can you do?
Change your mindset. It's all mindset. Everything is mindset. Thoughts, feelings, behaviors, people. Thoughts influence how you feel. How you feel influences how you behave. If I control this, I control everything. Me doing this.
For sure.
Is my body just doing that? Have you ever seen a dead body do that?
Nah.
Right, so that means it's mental, right? If we can control this, we can control everything. It's mindset, how we think about things. We need to change that because we have all these values and morals and belief systems that has been imposed on us by people that don't know any better because they weren't taught any better. How do you know the color pants you got on is black? Somebody told you that.
It's black. This could be white. Because fun fact, I'm not gonna take too much of your time, but fun fact, the word black, it actually means light, like something like that's like clear and whatnot. But you look it up in the Black's Law Dictionary, it actually means like a whole nother meaning. But growing up in the American education system, we are taught that black means, you know, dark, Negro, negative. But it's actually something better. But I ain't gonna say too much of your time. We're going to definitely talk more and whatnot.
Yeah.
But could you shout out our podcast page?
For sure.
So we are the Peace of Mind Podcast.
Hold on, I can't hear what that
So
means.
we are the Peace of Mind Podcast.
Yes. Shout out to the Peace of Mind Podcast. These brothers are doing amazing work. I can't wait to go to the link tree and see what else y'all got because I really rock with what y'all talking about, brother.
For sure. All right, well, it was great talking to you, man.
You too, brother.
Oh, yeah.